Good morning again, Shine is here. Today I'm going to demonstrate how to generate a bill of material for an existing assembly. For that purpose, I have created a sample assembly for you, and that assembly is for making an angle drill or angle hole inside the wood. So what you do, as I explained, a piece of rectangular wood is placed inside this clamp, adjustable clamp. So that jig would allow to make this angle drill. So this angle drill is very useful when you want to make right angle assemblies without using a glue, simply with the use of a spring, with a screw. And that is to make the chamfer and drill together at the same time. Okay, so let's get into generating a bill of material. So in that, first thing, from 3D space, I'm going to make a exploded view. So that is more suitable for inclusion inside the bill of material. So I go and insert exploded view. And the first thing which I'm going to disassemble is that member holding the shift, this member. And I choose the mode of separation like that. So it would make both of them going away at the same time. So done. The next step, I want to get this one in a unidirectional way. So let's bring that one away. Done. Next one is the drill itself. Bring it out. Done. The bush. Bring this out. Done. And finally, still we can bring this one away just for the sake of demonstration. And that, of course, can be moved in. So no, that's not how we do it. Maybe this one first. Just selecting one of them, not both together. So this is moved that way. Done. And this one also can go here. I think I missed two of the bushes. Never mind the sequence. These bushes, we know that they have to separate all the shift. Selecting both of them together. Okay, so that's yep, that's done. So at this stage, I think that this assembly is complete. I would finish that step, and every time that I click on the collapse or I go to explode, I get them separated. If I want to record an animation that is easy, you just go to animate, and here you get a menu. From this menu, you can save this as a MPEG or API file by setting the parameters. And so let's save that. Okay, so this is now being saved. You can include that inside any animation you want. Also, if you want to make a recording of the screen, just say hand-free, that's how you do. Just click this one, give this a name, save, and now this is being saved. I can do whatever I want. And when finished, you can just do finishing the recording. Okay, so now let's go back to the bill of material. I have to save this one. So how to make a bill of material? First, you need to create a drawing from the assembly. Very similar to what we did before. Just choose from the file menu, make drawing from assembly. And you choose the paper size. Could be A0 to make it larger. And then from this screen, I can choose which assembly drawing. Maybe I want to bring an isometric exploded view because now this is easier to use for bill of material. Now, if I add balloons, you see the balloons would be given to individual items. And adding balloons make the explanation far easier inside the report or manual, whatever. So now every item has a numbered balloons. If that item is too big, there is no room for adding bill of material. I can choose that one and go and reduce the scale. So this scale now is 2:1. I can make that 1:1, make it smaller. Okay, now I have more room for including my bill of material. Okay, eventually, now we are ready to create the bill of material. What you do is you go to the annotation tab or you go to the insert table. Both of them doing the same thing. Annotation, table. You choose bill of material. That is the most important step. But when you do that, perhaps this is something you have to adjust. There are different templates for the bill of material. The one which we need is bill of material all. That would enable all features to be included in bill of material or to be customized. So I'm choosing bill of material all. And everything else, let me keep them as they are. And now that is my blank or default bill of material. And I see that everything is empty. So the way we update this bill of material is, for example, I want to add description. These are the parts, but none of them has a description associated to them. I go to the first row here and right click, say open that part. So once this is still open in the background, I have access to this file. And now the first information, let me add material to this one. I mean, if that already has a material, you don't need to do that step. But if the file is simply a geometrical file without the information, you have to add information right now. Okay, so I added the material. Now this is still 304. The rest of information which I include inside the bill of material, I go from the file to the properties. And here I can start constructing the list of items I want to be fetched into my drawing. The first thing is description. So let me type description. And this one I call this guiding block. Okay, so now that is auto fetched here. The next thing is I can add part number. And here say E-1. This is part number 1. The next is material. And here I'm choosing also material. So automatically the material is added there. The next thing is I want to add weight. And now I go to the mass, and the mass is automatically added there as a grams. The last one is cost of manufacturing. And here $120, for example. All right, so let's add this one and save. So once I save and close this, and you see now in this row, I have all the information fetched here. Maybe a stock size, I don't need it. Just let's remove that column to make more room. What else is redundant? Vendor. Okay, so I don't need vendor, so just remove it. And this one also, let me show you with the same. Okay, so we add something called cost of manufacturing, which doesn't show here. So how to include, you go insert column to the right. And here I would choose cost of manufacturing. And it automatically comes as $120, the value I put there. Now I go with the second part, right click in front of the first row, go to the open part. And here this part is still, again, we forgot to specify material. Just let's make it out of brass, for example. Okay, brass. And what other properties were there? Go to the properties. So the first one was description. And this is a brass push. The second one was material and material. The third one was weight. Mass automatically fetched. The next one is cost of manufacturing. And here you put, for example, $25. All right, I think that's enough. Let's finish this one up. Yes, save. And when I go back, you see all these information are brought inside the bill of material, and these are linked to the part. Whenever you go and edit the part, this information would be updated at the same time. Last thing, let's do this one. You see that there is no material associated to it. I make that out of plain carbon steel and go to properties, description. So that's a locking screw or whatever you want to name it. Okay, I forgot to put part name, part number. Part number, this is P-2. The next one was material. Choose material here. The next one is weight. So putting mass, automatically this is being calculated by SolidWorks. And cost of manufacturing. Here you add something like $35. Okay, so when I save this information here. All right, what about the part number? The part number is not part of this bill of material. So to include that part number, so I just maybe this part number is the same as the name. Let me remove it. And now I add a new insert to the left. Okay, and that I'm gonna call this one part number. So this is the same thing which I added for anything which is empty. You have to go to here and then open the part again and in the properties, okay, you have to add it here, part number. So let's put this as P34, for example, and it has to be exactly the same field as we used before. So here we call this part number. If you want to include it for this part, for example, you open the file and remember exactly what that field was. Uppercase part, lowercase number, just I go to this field, and again inside the properties. So yeah, P1. Okay. All right, so this guiding block, how come the part number is not there? Let's check what's the issue. Part number. Open the part. Yeah, this is, I call this part no, not part number. So let me change this to part number. That's why. Hopefully this time we get this one appearing over there. Here we are. Now we got this here. In case if you want to add an item, calling this, for example, insert column right, I call that one. So let's go back to opening the part. Well, open part. And if I want to add something here, I go and add it here, for example, part name, for example, instead of part number. I want to add something called part name. Or let me just change this one to part name. And this one, I call this part description, part name. Okay, call this one part name. Sorry, this is a mess. I have to repeat that one. I made a mistake there. Open this part. So I already have part number. What I want to do is description. So that is description. What if I change that to part name? And then part description. You see that whatever list you are using, it has to be consistent between your drawing and the properties inside the file. description. Yeah. Or you can change this to what? All right, so now you can customize a bill of material for an existing assembly, and you see that these numbers are showing here. These are the item number, and these are the quantities. All these are important. That the item number, you refer to them when you are writing your description, which helps people to understand your exploded view. So these numbers are very handy. The bill of material is very useful for making an aquatic life cycle analysis. Also, if you want to make extra drawings here, that is also doable. So you can from the existing views to include as many views you want here. So for example, I want to include the isometric view somewhere. So I now have both the isometric and extruded included here together with bill of material. So these are a very useful way of engineering communication, adding things to be understandable by your teammate, by the product user, and then all that. I hope this video helped you. And if you have free time missing this class, you are welcome to join the parallel sessions of the computer lab, which are running on Wednesday and Thursday. Wednesday, that is 2:30 to 5:30. That is in BA 601. And the Thursday one are running 8:30 to 11:30. That's running in TD 195. If you have any question, like usual, feel free to send me email, and take care. I look forward to see you soon.